Now, guys, let's start with practical hands-on sessions regarding linear regressions. Just I uploaded a data in my Google Collaboratory. So I would like to request all of you, those are doing practical with me, please use this. Okay? And no need to worry, it's already added to your drive. So what about the statement? I have some statement before going to start the session. First one, problem statement, because it's a totally real life case which we are going to cover. Fine, guys. So this is my problem statement for all of you. Let's check it. This is my statement. You own an ice cream business and you'd like to create a model that would predict the daily revenue in dollars based on the outside air temperature, which is available in degree. You decide that a linear regressions model might be a good candidate to solve this problem. So now I'm going to just read the data, and you know that you need pandas to read the data. So I'm importing pandas as well as I'm also importing Seaborn as SNS. So let me import it. Just a minute, sir. Yes. Now, just I'm going to upload it. And let's try to read the data first. So ice cream is my variable name. And I would like to copy the respective file name and going to place it here. So pd dot read underscore csv, inside it going to place it. So what is inside the data? First, try to understand. Yes. Two columns. As usual, temperature and revenue, which you studied. Two columns. First, before going to starting the regressions, what I told you, you need to find out X and Y. Hopefully you can remember this. So how we can start here? First problem statement clearly states you have to find out dependent variable as well as independent variable. And it's obvious if you are starting your career as a data scientist, if you will get any kind of data, there must be one dependent variable as well as independent variable. So in this case, independent variable X, that is outside yes temperature, and dependent variable Y, overall daily revenue generated in dollars. So let's try to explain X and Y properly. From this data set, we came to know that X can be my air temperature and Y can be revenue. X can be my independent, okay? Independent, and Y can be my dependent. Hopefully all of you agree with me, because temperature not in our hands. So X can be considered as my independent variable and Y can be considered as my dependent variable. Now let's try to do the EDA. So I am taking ice cream dot info, and I know that there are only two columns, revenue and temperature. All are containing float values. That's great. Before going to start any regressions, please take this note very carefully. Before going to start any kind of regression, please do EDA. EDA stands for exploratory data analysis. That is very much important. This is the only one way it will provide you a snapshot about the trend of the data. So you know the steps. I have to use these two columns very carefully. So what is the way? Sweet and simple way, SNS dot joint plot. You know X equal to temperature. Just I am going to copy from my info tab, and for my Y, I am taking revenue. And you know, after that you have to place it source of the data equal to ice cream. in kind equal to reg, because you are now updated in Python. So let's try to run directly. Just wait and watch. Yes, excellent. The trend of the data clearly going to state this particular data is going to satisfy y equal to mx plus c. This is line is going to tell us very clearly. So let's try to run the linear regression. So before going to start, you have to write down project like this way. After getting the output, we have to realize, or you can say, after getting the up to, we have realized that this is going to satisfy y equal to mx plus c. So we can think about linear regression. But how to start? That is important. From a basic overview, already we realized all the necessary output for us. It's a linear model. There is no doubt. Hopefully all of you agree with me too. We have to divide x and y divisions. So creating x and y. How to create this? So let's try to create x and y. How to do this? X equal to ice cream. Then just copy the spelling. Please be careful about spelling. Okay, that is very much important. Independent variable is my temperature. So for this, I am taking temperature, this one. Fine. All of you agree with me? And in between that, I am taking this one. Okay. Great. So what is my x? So this is my x. So let's try to run it. Just a minute, sir. Just wait, sir. I did a small space here. My x is ready. So now see the updated data. My x containing number of rows. So what about y? Y equal to ice cream. I am taking revenue. Wait. So what is my y? Y is ready. Be careful. In conventional machine learning, so this is a small tips, not mandatory, but good to know. In conventional machine learning, X should be in caps. Okay. There is no as such rules for Y. You can make it small as well as caps as per your choice. But it's not mandatory, but recommended. Whenever you are doing X and Y divisions, please try to use X is in caps. That is a part of the conventional machine learning. Fine. X and Y division successfully done. Result in front of you. Now, after doing this, X and Y divisions, what do we have to start? We have to divide into train and test split. So according to, just take the reference. Reference video 2. After division of X and Y, after divisions of X and Y, what you need to do? We have to divide data into test and train data. In video number 2, we successfully told that we have to divide our mother data into two parts, test data as well as train data. But how to do this? For this purpose, there is one separate Python library, that is sklearn. This sklearn will tell us to perform this particular train test split. So what is the way of the divisions? From today onward, you have to use this library in number of way. From sklearn dot model underscore selection import train test split. Now I'm going to execute the code. First you execute the code, successfully done. And after that, you have to do the division. How to do this division? Xtest, or you can say xtrain, then comma xtest. X was in caps, so you have to write down here caps only. Then as usual, ytrain, comma ytest equal to train test split. Whatever you uploaded in line number 62, then put x comma y, then test underscore size equal to any percentage. How many percentage of data? So meaning of this line, after import sklearn train test split, we have to do the division. Here we are using xtrain, comma xtest, comma ytrain, comma ytest. Along with that, we have to specify the size of my test data, which can be any percentage from other data. In this case, we have how much? 500 rows. For testing purpose, we are taking randomly 25% or 0.25. You can choose in between 25 to 35 any percentage. That is standard, not mandatory, but this is standard. Because if you are doing too much data for the testing purpose, then you will get the result. Then how you can do this tally? At the end of the day, you have to do this comparison study, that if your 25% report trend and 75% remaining original data trend should match, then you can say my predictions is correct. But if you are taking 80% data for testing purpose, then how you can conclude my predictions is correct? That is the challenge. So got the point? That's why for the testing purpose, we should not take too much data. Same thing applicable for your virus vaccines also. This COVID-19 vaccine, people for the trial run around 100 or 2000 maximum. But in India, we have 140 crores. So they are not going to choose 140. Got the point? That is not mandatory. That you have to take for the betterment of result or better accuracy. Then only if you are taking less data, then you can do the proper level of matching with your balanced data. Got the point, sir? Now, this one is successfully done. And what about the test size? Test data size. You can take 25%, 26%. I personally recommend that you should go for 25, in between 25 to 35, not more than that. Still, you have a 500 rows. If you are taking 25%, so you are getting 100 plus data. So that is enough for us for our testing. So now I am going to execute the code. Great. So if you are going to fetch 25% data from your mother 500 data, so what about the remaining part? If you type xtest, it will tell you everything. Exactly 125 rows. Because we have taken 25% from 500 rows randomly. Okay. If you wish, you can see the sequence 469, then 389, then 1199. So there is no as a sequence. Got the point? The benefit of using this kind of library? Because they are taking random data. They are not going to follow any sequence because sequence is not mandatory for us. If you are getting proper accuracy in your test, then you have to take randomly. And this particular sklearn automatically will take 25% of the random data. So what about the extrain? Extrain should contain 500 minus extrain should contain 500 minus 125. Let's see, exactly 375. But see the alignment. 285, 170, 7, because randomly 25% data already shifted to the X test. Got it? The power of the particular library. So no need to do any kind of random manually. This particular selections already occupied by the respective libraries only. Hopefully, is it clear to all of you? But in this case, you have to import the linear regressions library. That is also very much important. For this purpose also, you have to take, after this division, or you can consider subdivision, we have to import linear one. The steps is that same, you have to take support from sklearn. From sklearn.linear_model, import linear regressions. Now I am going to execute the code. That's fine. Every day from today onward, you have to take support from sklearn library. That is very much helpful for our data science as well as machine learning domain. After that, what you have to do? You have to think about a logical concept. What about the logical concept? Look, we have 500 rows. That's fine. From 500 rows, we have taken how much? 25% rows randomly. Think you have one Excel file with 500 rows. From this, you have taken 125 rows randomly. What is going to happen? If you did this, there must be some empty spaces in your Excel file. Yes or no? Obviously, yes. From 500 rows, you are doing one thing, you are fetching 125 rows in a random way. So there must be some empty spaces. Same thing applicable here. This particular library did one thing, they randomly fetched some data. So what about the empty space? We have to fit or adjust. In technical aspects, if you are doing in your laptop, then you can do just shift the empty space with one row. Then you can see well organized Excel file. But in this case, how you can do this? This is not exact manual division. This is the virtual divisions of data. So there must be some virtual solutions. If you are doing this kind of things with your Excel file, then you can adjust your Excel with a keyboard and mouse. But in this case, all these divisions, X-test and X-train, totally depends on virtual way. There is no physical existency. So we have to do something for virtual way only. So how to do this? You have to use the fit command. Fit will adjust this internal alignment once again. So what is the concept for it? There is an options. Parallelly, you have to take one more thing. If you are importing anything with the help of sklearn, you have to create one instance for it. So this is also important steps. Don't forget, if you import anything from sklearn, please prepare one instance for it. Example, I'm going to say, please draw a picture. Where you will draw? You need some slate, you need some canvas, then only you can draw the picture. At least we have to give some piece of paper also, then only you can draw the picture. Same thing applicable. Your Python cannot understand what you are going to do. Got the point, na? You have to create one instance. Instance will help us. So I am taking a name of an instance, that is regression, because we are doing the linear regression. So I am taking regression equal to linear regressions. Just put the bracket. Just try to execute it. This is the concept of generations of instance. This is instance creation. Every time we will use this particular keyword regressions. Otherwise, we have to type regressions. After that, X-test is okay. That is newly created. That is containing only 125 rows. But in case of Xtrain, that was our mother data. There are already 375 data available. And their internal alignment already destroyed because you prepared X-test in new formations. Then there is no as such gap because that was created by you only. So regression regressor.fit. Which one you have to fit? Train data, because test data is a newly created. So Xtrain, comma, Xtest. Ytrain, sorry. Yes, Ytrain. Don't say Xtest and Ytest or Xtest, Ytest. No, because Xtest and Ytest newly created. But in this case, you have to fit to accept the internal alignment or adjust the internal alignment for Xtrain and Xtest. Ytrain. Fit C. Whatever internal changes happened, they successfully adjusted. That is normalized false. There is no normalizations. All fit intercept true. Is there any internal divisions or internal alignment was destroyed due to this X and Y division? Automatically they adjusted. So see the power of the library. That is the sign of a good data scientist. Think logically. If your case and if you have this kind of Excel file in your base machines, you can do this Excel file adjustment with your mouse. You can erase all the empty space. Then you can align once more this particular Excel file. But in this case, this is totally virtual divisions. So you have no right or you have no options left to make it adjust for the virtual divisions. Is it clear to you? This is a part of the fit. Fit is a very much logical concept. Please read my note once again. If you did this, there must be some empty spaces in your Excel file. An Excel file uploaded to the Google instance. This is totally the concept of the virtual way, but bigger concept. Too much up to date. So internally the alignment was destroyed and your Xtend formed successfully. So what about Xtend? Xtend containing bulk data, 375 data, but the alignment totally destroyed. So as a data scientist, what is your job role? You have to make the alignment proper structure. Manually not possible. Then you have to use the command logically. Fit. Just use the keyword fit. Regression.fit for Xtrain and Ytrain. Because test is fully ready. No need to do anything with the Xtest. Now, what about the concept? You need which one? From our part 1, you need aim and B. That is video series 1. Hopefully you have understand. Na? So you need to get value for aim and B. So after fitting, we need to find aim and B. Reference video 1. So what is the steps for it? You have to find out regressor coefficient and regressor intercept. So let's try. Can you say why you are using this underscore sign? Why you are using this underscore sign? This underscore sign is going to use because temperature changing regular interval, revenue also changing. So for non-continuous spectrum, is it continuous or not? Is it not fixed? So which is not exact same. Aim and B continuously changing, y equal to mx plus c. Aim and B or aim or C continuously changing. So just take it, a short note here, y equal to aim B mx plus B. Fine. Aim and B changing regularly. Along with that, y also changing. Is it correct now? If your aim and B will change periodically, then your y will change also. because y also depends on m, x and b. Is it clear to you that how we can start this model for here? So my regression is successfully done. So if you try to plot the graph, whether it's truly corrected or not, let's try. So I'm trying to plot it. So let's try S and S dot join plot. Great. So let's try. Okay, fine. That is our additional part will be there. So we have to find out y equal to mx plus b. That is fully prepared for us. We have to find out the model for m and b. We successfully delivered. Now, what about y prediction? So everything already done. So we successfully received value of m and b. Now, what about y? Because y fully depends on which one? Temperature. Yes or no? B is the parameter. Y equal to mx plus c. You leave it the c part. Then you can say y equal to mx also. So already we found the regression coefficient. What about the interceptor value for this case? Then periodically changing for each temperature, your y will change. So this is the concept. That is y predict. So your y value is totally depends on x test. So every temperature will separate different revenue. So from last line, we can conclude that every temperature different revenue. Yes or no? Obviously yes. One temperature, one type of revenue. Temperature 2, revenue 2. So this is the part of the y predict. So this can be concluded as testing the model, whether it's truly changing or not. Testing the model. Because y is important. At the end of the day, we have to think about revenue. But revenue also depends on temperature. In case of revenue, so varieties of temperature, 125 temperature available for X test, for Y test actually. So in case of X test, how much value you are taking? 125 different temperature. So 100 and different 25 temperature is providing you 125 different revenue model. If one temperature changing from 10 degree to 20 degree, obviously revenue will change. If your temperature is going to shift from 30 degree to 31 degree, that is take effect directly to your revenue. That is a defining part. And whenever you are assigning variable, please be careful that you should take relevancy keyword, because later part of the program, it will be very much easier for you to understand the points. What is the logic? So in this case, why we are taking the variable y predict? Because we have to do the proper predictions for y, because y is my ultimate target. Y obviously is my ultimate target. Na? So same thing applicable for daily basis. Just think about the ice cream car seller. So this company already fixed their Y and M and B. So their X and Y already prepared, because X in this case also temperature. Y is revenue, because temperature not in our end. Because you're just think about March middle or April middle. Then too much sun hit around 2 p.m. to 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. In that time, people are obviously purchasing ice cream rapidly, but melting portions also increasing. Think about the winter case. December, January, temperature is suitable for ice cream, but sell less. So there is a good relations. So 125 temperature will provide you 125 different revenue model. This is the concept of real life cases in linear regressions. I will share one data set for all of you, and this will contain 2 credit point. So you have to submit this to credit point based analysis report. Thanks for watching. In next sessions, we will cover the logistic regressions where you won't be able to find this kind of similar trend. Data will be scattered. Thank you. Thank you for watching the session. Thank you.